So this presentation is about the Sri Lankan Easter terrorist attacks and their connection to the Islamic State. So just an overview, the country of Sri Lanka is in the Middle East. It has around 21.4 million people. These attacks happened on April 21st of 2019. 6 suicide bombers went to various locations across the country. These locations included Christian churches and hotels that were very populated at the time, and the bombings killed at least 290 people. So the bombings themselves started at around 9 a.m. In Colombo, St. Anthony's Shrine was attacked. It was during the Easter church services. In Negombo, St. Sebastian's Church was attacked, which is also a Christian church. And finally, at the same time, in Batalicoa, the Zion Church was attacked, which is an evangelism church. So in the early afternoon, a hotel was attacked across from the Diwali Zoo, which was a very popular place at the time, and the final blast took place back in the capital city of Colombo, which took place at a private residence during a raid in connection with the bombings. These bombings caused mass chaos and several hundreds of injuries and deaths. So the aftermath of these bombings, a state of emergency was declared in the country. The FBI and Interpol promptly started assisting the Sri Lankan authorities in investigating these crimes. Schools were closed for the following days as a precaution. There was a nationwide social media blackout, which was enforced to hopefully contain the violence. The authorities enforced an island-wide curfew that took place from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. for the next couple of days, and police arrested 24 individuals in connection with these bombings. The Islamic State took responsibility for these attacks. 6 suicide bombers who identified with the Islamic State or ISIS. This is a faction off of Al-Qaeda. ISIS is attempting to create an Islamic State called Caliphate. This is ruled by a leader of Islam who is known as the Caliph. This person is believed to be a successor of Muhammad, the key figure in many of the Muslim teachings. Members of this group identify with the extremist views of the otherwise peaceful religion known as Islam. The leader of this group is known as this individual. Currently, ISIS controls more than 30,000 square miles in Syria and Iraq. However, as of 2016, it is believed that they have lost about 40% of their territory. They kill people through public executions, crucifixions, and other acts in order to invoke terror. They are currently holding more than 3,500 slaves, which include women and children, from various other cultural groups. They are responsible for hundreds of deaths around the world through the use of bombings, suicide bombings, gun violence, and others to invoke terror. They are responsible for more than 140 attacks around the world. These attacks have taken place in 29 countries outside of Syria, including many in the Middle East. A few in Russia, Australia, Canada, and the United States have also been places where these attacks have occurred. And the deaths have resulted in 2,043 people dying and resulted in thousands more injured. ISIS is clearly a very big threat to the world and needs to be contained. And then this is my Biblia.